Hey everyone, Barry from AI Tech Info. Hope you're doing well today. Now, interesting. So we're used to ChatGPT, but there is a rival, which is Deepseek, which is China's AI tool. And it's basically their chatbot app was launched last week and has caused chaos in the US markets. And America's AI dominance is certainly weakening because of this. That's how it looks. So this article is from the BBC, and it says here that DeepSeek looks and feels like any other chatbot, though it leans towards being overly chatty. Just as with OpenAI's ChatGPT or Google's Gemini, you open the app or the website and it asks questions questions about anything, and it does its best to give you an answer. It gives long answers and will not be drawn on expressing an opinion. However, directly it is asked for one. The chatbot often begins its response by saying the topic is highly subjective, whether that's politics or soft drinks, but it wouldn't even commit to saying whether or not it was better than OpenAI's AI ChatGPT. But it did say the pros and cons of both, which ChatGPT, to be fair, did exactly the same, even when used with similar language. Now, DeepSeek said it was trained on data up to 2023 in October. Now, the benefit of Google Gemini is the fact that it's pretty much live. Like, it can go through YouTube currently, it can go through news currently, but OpenAI ChatGPT doesn't do that, and so doesn't DeepSeek. So they generally have, they train their model on a certain time frame, and then obviously as soon as it's done as a model, it's kind of out of date, really, in my opinion. And while the app seems to have access to current information, such as today's date, the website version does not, which is not dissimilar, as I say, to earlier versions of ChatGPT, and is probably a similar attempt at safeguarding. This is about stopping the chatbot spewing out misinformation pumped onto the web in real time. And misinformation is something that we're going to have to be really careful of going forwards, because AI is being used to actually create that misinformation, whether it's text, images, videos. The amount of social media videos I am seeing, like a cat scratching his owner or her owner, when it's not actually real. And in the comments, you can see that people are really buying into it, that it's real. So yeah, bear in mind, we are now in an era now where we're looking at things, media, and we're having to question it, whether it's real or not. Now, DeepSeek can be extremely fast in its responses, but so many people rushing to try it out because it's gone viral is causing an issue with the servers, basically, that are running it. So that you may have some issues if you try and do it yourself. But the interesting thing about it is that it does censor itself when it comes to questions and subjects banned in China. So sometimes it began a response which then disappears from the screen and replaced by "let's talk about something else." And I think that's quite humorous, really, but not very useful if you are trying to get something out of him. I'm sure people will certainly try their best to get, something out of DeepSeek, but time will tell. Such as the protests that were in 1989. But no, DeepSeek will not answer questions about it. So it's gate-walled in that sense. But ChatGPT does not hold back its answers about certain topics, such as the protests in 1989. So it's nice to see that we've got another contender in the race with the AI chatbots. I guess time will tell what we all prefer to use. I mean, I personally find OpenAI ChatGPT really useful. It's definitely got better. Google Gemini seems to be more advanced. However, its voice mode is really irritating because it just keeps ending with a question whenever I ask it anything. And that to me is just frustrating. And obviously now we've got DeepSeek. And there's many others, don't get me wrong. I'm sure we'll be featuring some of them out on this channel. So make sure you subscribe if you're interested. There's a lot of investment as well. And this is actually referring to investment, huge investment from the central government in just the last week. So that could change things going forward. But as like with the other chatbots, DeepSeek comes with the same caveats regarding accuracy. And So you have to be always wary of what it tells you, whether it is actually fact checked or not. So that is something that you need to do. You need to do your own due diligence on these things. But it looks quite similar and feels quite similar to the established US AI assistants that are already used by millions of people every day. And it's pretty much the same for, Deepseek in terms of not subscribing to top tier services. It's quite similar to that, such as maths. Can be really good at maths or math if you're from the States. And, but the accuracy is really important. So you always have to be wary of that. But don't forget there's lots of different technology coming on board all the time. You've got Meta, you've got Nvidia, Alibaba. So you've got Alibaba's equivalent Quen, for example. You've got Meta's open source Llama architecture, and it's using Nvidia chips, which are older and cheaper versions. And it's using Meta's open source Llama architecture. So open source basically means that with a license, you can use it as you want and replicate it. So this is interesting, but there is concern, particularly in this article, about US AI firms, in that this has made a big shift in the market, and this is being, this is ongoing all the time. This stuff's changing all the time, guys. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, give it a like, let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll catch you on the next video. Take care. Bye.